Evan, every time these events happen, every time we see these shootings unfold, I always think of you immediately because I know you, but I also think, what is going through your mind and your heart every time you turn on a TV and see that another event like this is unfolded?
It's heartbreaking, because I know what's going through those families' minds and going through the students that were involved. I know what that it brings those feelings back, and it breaks my heart that people have to experience that kind of the pain and kind of the uncertainty. So and then there are aspects of it because of the time that has passed and the thought that I put into it that's infuriating that we don't have more school safety measures in place at every single school, that we're not really addressing mental health issues or even our education system that I think is perpetuating these kinds of problems.
Mm. Yeah, and and you bring up the school safety issue, and judging by the looks of it as an outsider, there's a couple things here. One, the police chief did say that the shooter in this case looked at a couple different targets and ended up settling on this school because they thought there'd be less resistance there. There was more security at the other school. And that said, this school had protocols in place, and it looks like the doors were locked, but she shot her way in through the windows, and they did a good job of evacuating the kids out. Obviously, it wasn't enough, as you had three kids die and three other adults die as well, very tragically. But even when they did a pretty good job, it's just tough.
Yeah. Well, and that's the most infuriating part when I look at these is most of the protocols that are in place right now. They completely ignore the two biggest factors that we need to address, and that's one, a armed presence to immediately deal with the threat, and then two, a medical response if something like this happens. Both of those things can save lives, and most of the major, safety protocols, standard response protocols ignore those two main facts. The first thing that people do when someone comes into the school and is shooting and trying to kill people, the first thing they do is call for law enforcement. They call for people with guns to come stop it. And so
Mm.
why are we waiting, 7, 10, 15 minutes for police to respond when we can have either armed security, armed teachers, armed staff, uh, or a marshal program? There's a lot of ways, but we need to have an armed presence in our school. It's not a political debate or divide. It's not over the gun. We need to protect our schools. If people want to have other political debates, that's fine. But ask these, the Democrat and the Republican, even some of the that are pushing for gun control measures. Ask them how their children are protected in schools, and they will tell you they're protected with guns. Every child should be, and every school and every community should be protected every single day.